Welcome to Smart Conserver.
People tend to make jokes, and at times the jokes would be stating that if a man could find a way to charge us for air, the very air that we breathe in, then they would charge us. That's a joke that I, being a conserver, look on as a very serious one. Without some of us even realizing it, we are being charged for air. This is a topic I've avoided for a while as it makes me upset, even thinking that the possibility even exists. I'm speaking of the possibility of paying for air under the guise of water. Did you know this? Did you know that air can move your water meters, making it appear as if water was passing through it? You know you pay for this, right? Air reaches our pipelines in two ways. Let me explain to you how this happens. The first way doesn't affect our meters as it occurs after the water passes through those water meters that we have. Here is how this happens. Consider a water heater where the water in this water heater is repeatedly heating, and because it is repeatedly heating, the water form air bubbles. Think of it. You have some water boiling on a stove in a pot covered with a glass lid. As that water gets heated, some of it will evaporate, and because there's a glass lid on the pot, the water tends to condense and it falls right back into that pot. Now consider the pipes. The evaporated hot water cannot leave the pipe correctly, and this causes air to get trapped in the piping system. Also, if you have a water heater, air can enter your water pipes due to the water heater's anode rod getting corroded. I'm not trying to be technical here, but an anode rod is a steel wire which is surrounded by either zinc, aluminum, or magnesium. This is screwed into the top of a water heater and it protects the water tank from the formation of rust. If corrosion is an issue, then you will see other issues occurring. If this anode is corroded, then air will get in it. Have you ever noticed that at times when you turn on the faucet and the water takes a while to reach, while there's a hollow sound that is coming from the faucet itself? Yeah, that's the one that we know that's the way how we can know that air is in our pipelines. There are other ways to tell if air is in our pipelines though. And to find out if air is in our pipelines, we need to just listen. Listen to your pipes. So you might hear the following sounds. For one, you hear a banging. You know that if there's a problem with water pressure and water flow, then this can cause our pipes to have a banging sound. This sound can be caused by water hammers and trapped air bubbles. When you shut off a faucet or the lock-off valve and the water was coming from the faucet at a high pressure, the shutting off of this faucet or the lock-off valve, it may cause a loud bang. That is a water hammer. Water hammers may sound like smaller bangs in your pipe. The same thing that causes a loud bang is the same thing that causes the smaller water bangs. The second sound that you should listen for is a humming. Humming is also a sound you may hear from your pipes, and at times the pipes may vibrate. This occurs if the water pressure in the pipelines are too high for the pipe that it is passing through. I can tell you that from experience, The very first time I heard this humming, this was really frightening to me. I rushed to turn off the lock-off valve as the pipeline was vibrating so hard it felt like it would explode. The second way water gets into our pipe is the way I really don't want to speak about it, but I'm going to tell you. Here goes. The air that we need to be mindful of is the one that passes through our meters. This is the one that really costs us. We spoke about water pressure a few weeks ago. Well, the change in the water pressure, even the temperature and the flow rate of water, it can result in air being distributed with the water. The water we get passes through a pump, and this is a pressurized system. If this wasn't a pressurized mechanism, then the water would not be able to reach our homes. The pressure is what allows you and I to get this water. And this pressure is built up by the mechanical system used to send this water to us. In the traveling of this water, then there will also be air included. The volume of air can increase if and when the system pressure drops. So when our suppliers treat our water, it is pumped from that treatment area through large pipe and air enters the pipelines. Please remember that for the water to reach your homes, it has to be pumped. Pumps are installed at various points along the distribution line. This can create an airflow to form in those pipelines itself, which moves along this pipeline with the water that it was intended to carry. The pump, being a mechanical system, can allow air to pass through the meter and enter our pipelines and faucets. The water meters installed in our homes, it measures volumes. Now, volumes can be water, air, or even a mixture of water and air. The saddest part is that the water meter is unable to differentiate air from water. So if air passes through the meter, we got to pay for it. And we're paying for it at the same rate we pay for water. Air as well can get in our pipelines with installation of new pipes or when we're making repairs to existing ones. When this type of plumbing work occurs, this can cause air bubbles to enter our pipes and create airlocks. Sometimes in your community, pipe repair work is being done, and this too can introduce air into your home plumbing system. You may have seen sometimes on the road that the water persons have to be digging up and replacing these huge water pipes. These pipes are so large that it cannot be lifted by humans. The use of cranes with chains attached to it are what is used to move these pipes. Pipes are replaced as they are broken. These broken pipes tend to introduce air in the water supply. Sometimes after this, if your municipality work on your neighborhood water lines, get ready for some sputtering faucets and noisy pipes. This accounts for the air reaching our homes and passing through the meter. This is the one that I fear, and this is the one that we are to fear. Because it is known that water can pass and it will pass through our meters, I know you're curious like myself to find out how we can stop paying for air under the guise of water. From research, I know there are valves that can be installed before our water meters. These valves, when I researched them, they remove all the air before it reaches our meters. It's like it compresses it and the air move up to the top and exit the valve. You know, I don't know if these valves are sold here, but I know in my country, those water people don't like when you place anything before their water meters. The water meters, they say, belong to them. You know, to think of it, they should be the ones to install this valve, but I don't think they will. Think of it. Who benefits when air passes through our meters? Giving us air would mean more money in terms of profit. Because I know I was not retrofitted with a valve to compress and remove air before it passes through my water meter. I really try other ways to reduce the amount of air that I pay for. For one, we need to be aware when our water supply is off. When my water supply has ceased coming in my pipes, I assume one thing: roadworks. And that is when I turn off my main valve, which provides water to the entire house, and I start using my water tank. If I'm not at home, then the main water valve will stay in that on position. Sometimes if I'm at home, I do leave the valve in the on position, then I don't really turn the faucets on, as turning the faucet on will allow air to pass through the meter, spinning the dials of the water meter, moving those numbers of the water meter, and at the end of the day, I still don't get any water. I really don't leave my water tank on, as this is one of those reasons why I want to be aware when I don't have that public water in my faucets. I need to control my air consumption and the air that I pay for. Look here, I don't have that amount of money to pay for air and water at the same water rate prices. You have some persons who, when the water is locked off by the water people, they constantly check their faucets periodically, turning it on and off. You see the problem? When they turn these faucets on and no water not coming out, is air coming out, and the water meter spinning. I've also seen where other persons go as far as leaving a faucet on so that they can know when the water comes back. You see the detriment of those two actions? The persons who do these things will be the one paying the high water bill when the monthly bill arrives. I refuse to, at least I am not going to, incur that cost on myself. There are videos out there in the internet world of persons turning on their faucets and showing you that even when they are not getting any water, the water meter dials are spinning. I won't even attempt to record this to show you, as I refuse to, and I don't intend to, pay for any air under the guise of water. I've seen the water valve and I won't even attempt to get one, as I really don't want to have any problems with those water people. Remember I told you that this valve needs to be installed before the water meter? You know how my company stay with their water meter. They don't want nothing before it. If I should go ahead and do this, I know I would be reported by the meter readers. They would say that I'm attempting to tamper with the water meter. If though the water company has these that I can purchase it from them, then I will just purchase it and have them install it. It's probably the easiest way. Until something is done about reducing our possible air intake, then I will continue using my own little method to prevent paying for it. Please do what you can in your own little way to save that money in your pockets. And remember, please don't make conservation a burden.
You have come to the end of another series. Join us next time for more ways to conserve.